Good morning, friends. Thanks for being here this morning with Journey Home Meditation for the morning sit. We're going to make our way into a little meditation this morning with some breathing. And we're going to start off with a bit of contemplation. So thanks for being here. I'm happy to be here with you. I'm looking forward to opening up this conversation this morning. I'm curious if anyone who was listening yesterday wants to chime in at all on what their practice looks like for them when it starts to really come into the ebb and flow. When you start to get into those places where you might find yourself hiding underneath the mundane or the boredom, or when you might just need a little bit of permission. So feel free to utilize the chat this morning. If you are on Facebook, you can, I think there's a chat feature on the live stream video, or you can head over to YouTube and look for Journey Home Meditation on YouTube, and we are live streaming there. In fact, I can try to even put that link into the chat. YouTube URLs are very strange, so I'm not exactly sure how to do that. But I can put the link to this morning's stream into the chat now, and it should go out to different folks. So the reason I'm asking about people's experience with getting into those spaces where we think we must not be. I must not be here. I'm not connecting to this, right? That happens a lot. I'm not connecting to this place or this time. This isn't the place for me. And I think about that often, curious, if it's not the place for me, then why am I here? Am I here then to come to the awakening that this is not the place for me? That's possible, right? But I also wonder how much time I spend using my beliefs and my thoughts to create a romanticized version of where I would prefer to be, rather than stripping away all illusion and finding where I truly am in that moment. Let's have some tea this morning. There was a poem I read this morning that inspired some of this line of thought about the ways in which I may be hiding inside of layers of my own belief or my own worry. Because isn't worry only a belief in the outcome you do not want to have? Isn't that what worrying is? It's holding on to the worst possible ending to your story you are playing out in your mind. And I wonder about how worry could be helpful. In what ways could we abandon worry, to leave it lie and have its own space that's not occupying our mind all the time? I recently spoke to a dear and beloved friend of mine for many, many years. He's very close to me, to my heart. And, you have those friends. Maybe we don't have a lot of them in our life, but we have those few friends. And this is not about a hierarchy of importance, but there are those few people in your life that you feel a deeply woven connection to, on a level greater than even just this time frame and these bodies. Like maybe there is the um, karmic constellations. And so I have a number of those friends, people that I feel very closely connected to. And with my recent health issues, of course, you have to make phone calls, right? You have to let people know that you care about in your life, and people that care about you, and it's pretty exhausting. Not because the people in your life are a burden or are exhausting in and of themselves, but you have to say the same things over and over, and you're constantly revealing um, this potential for worry, this potential for fear. And that's exhausting, to carry that, to be the one carrying that potential for fear. And a lot of people, when you speak to them, the first thing that they say is, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And I know deeply that they are being compassionate, caring, loving, kind. And also the implication of apologizing is to say that this is the worst possible outcome, or this is a terrible thing. And I don't know that it has to be, but I do know that it is quite tiring to tend to so many people's emotional states when you are the bearer of, the perceived bad news. So I was speaking with this friend, and I told him what was happening, and what the outcomes are right now in my life with my physical health. And he said, he did not say sorry. And he said, Michael, I really care about you, but I will never worry about you. I have perfect and total faith in you. And it was this lifting of a burden I wasn't even aware that I was carrying, of the weight of all of my worry, when he said to me, "I will never worry about you." It gave me permission to say, "I will never worry about me either then. If you won't, then I won't." This is great. What an uplifting and powerful opening. What a gift to be given the opportunity to not have to worry about yourself. And it comes in the strangest of ways sometimes. And this was just from a voice on a phone a few hundred miles away. But the power in what he said. Michael, I care about you, but I will never worry about you. I'm so grateful for these teachers in my life, these ways to learn these lessons about what it is that I'm carrying that I wasn't even aware of. I remember as a kid, I would, I'd ask my mom for like a stick of gum or something, whatever it was, a quarter to play a video game. And she said, "Oh, go get it out of my purse." And of course, the purse was like a 75-pound bag full of every possible thing you can imagine. And it was not at all like Mary Poppins' purse, where it just was this lightweight little bag that you could pull the world out of. It was this like huge, soldier's ruck pack of survival items. There was fingernail clippers and aspirin bottles and uh, tissues and 5 different kinds of lipstick and just everything you would need to survive a middle-aged woman's apocalypse was there, right? This was the go bag for the suburban woman. And uh, I'd have to get into that purse and like, I just remember dumping that purse out onto the couch because I really wanted to find the thing, and all of the stuff that just came out. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is in this thing? And that's kind of how it feels when we start to do the emotional inventory on what it is that is driving our state of being. You start to feel a little on edge, or like you have this thing pulling you forward from the chest right below your throat, and it's what's driving you through the world, and you're kind of walking in this faster paced forward motion, sort of leaning into the world. And you don't even recognize that, oh, this is anxiety. What I'm experiencing right now is anxiety. I'm rushing from place to place, and I'm on this high of energy. And until you can stop for a moment and take those breaths and take some emotional stock on what's happening inside of you, you don't even realize all of the things you've been carrying, like all of those things in my mother's purse. You just don't know what's in there until you dump it all out and start looking. And when my friend said he would not worry for me, it lifted that big ball of worry out of the bottom of my emotional purse, right? And it took it out. And all of a sudden that bag has become so much lighter. So much lighter. And I read a poem this morning that was just right in line, of course. No mistakes, no miracles, right? It's not weird that I'm thinking about these things and then all of a sudden I find a poem from a poet I've never read before that is speaking exactly to the thing that I'm experiencing. That's not weird. That's the world. That's how it is. That's how this whole thing works. So I'm going to read that poem now. And I'll place a link to the poem in the chat rooms so that you can read along if you'd like. This poem is by Chung-Mi Kim. It's called Allow Me. If I must worry about how I will live in my old age without wealth, I would be without health now. And how can I live to be old? If I must worry about how I will live in my old age without love, I would be without dreams now. And how can I go on living another day? Allow me to sit in the sun and listen to the sky. I will love you gently. Allow me to stay in my room and weave my rainbows. I will love you truly. Like a colt in the meadow with no boundary, allow me to wander around till I hear the autumn stealthily strolling by my door. I will be waiting to be with you then. That's by Korean-American poet Chung-Mi Kim. And when you hear the narration of the poem, you think that this person is maybe talking to a lover, a partner, a parent, somebody in their life. They're talking to somebody else, right? But when I read this poem this morning, it was 100%, as I read it out loud, I was speaking to myself. It was that still voice in me in the bottom of all those layers that was speaking to my mind, to my thought body, saying, hey, ego, hey, you, who you think you are. Yeah, listen, if you will allow me to do this, I will love you truly, and I'll be waiting there for you. And when we can get into that level of recognition as to who we are and what we are carrying, we can open ourselves up to so many possibilities. And sometimes we just need a little bit of permission. So today I'd like to sit together, and I'm going to go ahead and play some music so that we can focus in more fully on what it is we're here to feel in this moment. And I think today's selection for meditation is going to be actually the music of Benji Wertheimer. We're just going to be here for a few minutes together today, but we're going to be listening to a track from the album One River by Benji Wertheimer and John DeCat. And Benji has given me permission to play his music on these meditations, and I'm so grateful to him for that. His music is really beautiful, really just we're so blessed to have access to these sounds. And this is from the album One River. So if you want to find yourself moving into a meditation posture at this time, and our meditation posture is simply that space in our body where we have the least amount of stress or strain, and we are finding balance. So it may look different for you in each day from moment to moment, and it's going to look different from body to body. There was a time I would be in full lotus position and could hold myself entirely upright for 2 hours at a time in the meadow below my home. But now I have a difficult time crossing my legs for too long, so I move in a different way now. Give yourself permission. Allow yourself to become what it is you're becoming without holding on to the thing that you think you are or the thing that you once were. Find your meditation posture by bringing stillness to the body just for a moment as you breathe in through your nose to the bottom of your belly, gently and completely. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next breath cycle of inhale and exhale, pay attention to how the body accepts the breath. Where do you feel tightness, tension, or something that's in the way? Take note of that as you breathe in to the bottom of the belly. And breathe out. Spend this moment just feeling the sensation of your breath. Feel it rising into the body, up the spine, to the back of your neck or the top of your eyelids. Feel it in the quiver of your chin. And when you find those places of tension, on the next breath in, just imagine you are breathing directly into that tense space and you're filling a balloon. As you breathe in, that balloon fills and stretches open that space, creates a larger opening. And as you breathe out, picture that space deflating and that opening remaining. As we breathe in through the nose, hold that breath for a moment and feel that stretching in the body. And when you're ready, gently release. Feel the body relax into this contraction. Just stay with your breath. Just for a moment. Feel for the lightness of your being. Feel as the weight is being pulled out of you. I care about you and I will never worry for you. Amazing gift. Release worry. Just let it go for a moment. It's these spaces that when you find the opening, you can be tempted to close the world to stay in this space, but it doesn't work that way. You have to open yourself. So that feeling that you may be feeling right now of lightening from the burden that is being lifted away, just carry that with you now. Bring this into your day. See what can become. See what can become and allow yourself. Like Chung Mi Kim says, Allow me to stay in my room and weave my rainbows. I will love you truly. Thanks for being here this morning. I'm happy to do this practice with you all. I'm happy to share this space. It's quite helpful for myself as well. And that's probably actually the main motivator for this, is how much having this shared practice helps to grow me, helps to open me in new ways. I appreciate that very much. And I love each and every one of you, and it's nothing personal. Okay, folks, thanks for being here. You can email me, Michael, at journeyhomemeditation@gmail.com, and you can find the audio from this morning program on Spotify, Audible, Amazon, and Apple Podcast. I think it's on a few other places too, but you can for sure find them there. And you can engage actively with this podcast. There's a link on the description of each one that allows you to leave a voice message with me. I'd love to hear your voice. And if you give me permission, I could play it on the program in the morning. If you have questions or something you'd like to share with the Sangha, please reach out and be involved. Okay. In the meantime,